Today we had a lovely chat with Jess Watson, who is the youngest person to have ever sailed round the world. She did it when she was 16. We had an amazing chat about her experience of doing it solo, 210 days at sea. We share a veggie chili with her, which she quite enjoyed, and she's someone that has some experience of having these sorts of meals. And we had a lovely chat. So hope you enjoy the conversation, and we'll tune right into it.
Nice to see you again, Jess.
Yeah, likewise.
Where are you tuning in from?
Melbourne.
Melbourne.
So, winter Melbourne, probably a very different world.
Yeah, probably is.
What's it like in the winter in Melbourne?
It's cold, but
Is it?
but we sort of alternate between lots of wind and lovely, calm, sunny conditions. And was out over the weekend in one of those lovely, calm days.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Very nice. Very nice. So yeah, I don't think we didn't actually meet. I think you spoke to these guys, but I'm Lachlan. I'm the other one. Yeah. Thanks so much for making the time to have a chat.
Not at all. Thank you guys. You're the ones kind of flat out here, rowing away.
Right away, yeah. Ewan slogging away. How we doing? I'll be up there in a second. Come say hi. We'll swap in and out.
Yeah, he's gonna do a shift and then he's on next.
I'm not them.
Are you? Yeah. So we've currently got as you can see, it's pretty calm. But we're just rowing one up at the moment, but we've got I think end of this week. Tomorrow we're gonna be like pretty high pressure, very little wind, and there's a I think it's two like active high pressure patches coming in, and so the wind's gonna be from the south, kind of southeast, and we're trying to get below Tonga, but it's gonna be pushing it. So we're currently like, I don't know, trying to work as hard as we can in the light wind to try and get as far south as we can, so that we can try and make it below Tonga, just so we can avoid going through the islands and any kind of stay in the good wind and good current.
That's the hope.
Yeah, that's the hope. So we're one up today, which is nice. We've got a little bit of breeze with us, so we can
Just enough to justify it.
yeah,
Just enough.
yeah.
Oh, guys, you need a sail.
Yeah.
You did say this.
I know.
You did warn us. You warned us before we started, and we didn't take your advice.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Just
with oars.
Yeah. 79 days in.
Yeah. It's part of it. The mix of conditions.
Yeah.
Jess, did you manage to get a freeze-dried meal?
I did. I think I've got 5 minutes before I'm ready to eat. But
Amazing. She's
you're
on
at
it.
the game.
She's on it.
You know it. We've had a few guests who are just very confused by what's going on.
We had one guy actually. What was it? It was
Jimmy the pilot just ate it cold. went in hard. It wasn't, to be fair, it wasn't a freeze-dried meal. We couldn't get one to him, so he had like a wet ration. But
we mentioned it.
Bless him. I think he forgot that he needed to heat it up, and he just
Such a nice guy.
started eating it cold.
Such a nice guy. Yeah.
Suffering through it.
Yeah.
You're like, Jimmy, you don't need to eat it.
Yeah. Stop eating it, Jimmy, please.
Yeah. Okay. Well, ours are also stewing. I think we're going to join you for a veg. Am I right in saying you've got a veggie chili?
yeah, I do, with black rice.
So we will. They'll stew away for a little bit, and then we can tuck in, and we can get your honest thoughts and opinions on our homemade freeze-dried food. This is the caveat. There's no pressure. If you have one spoon and you hate it, that's absolutely fine.
I'm sure it's going to be amazing. I mean, yeah, all freeze-dried fruit is going to bring back memories of time, in the very least. So
Yeah.
Was that? Yeah, we were going to ask. Was that your main diet on your around the world?
not really, actually. It was a bit of a mix. There was a lot of kind of tinned and other, some long life meals that were just almost like a canning method, but in bags. So they were a lot heavier, which obviously I kind of had to give that because I had a sale.
Yeah. Like wet rations, and you just put it, like, I don't know, you just heat the bag in the water and then you spoon it out. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. How are food supplies going? About where you went to?
Yeah, it's going good actually. You know, I think we've subject to us not getting stormbound for weeks on end. You know, in the final third, I think we should be okay provisions wise. Like we took enough food for 150 days, and we're anticipating 120 days crossing time without any major setbacks. So we've got a little bit of a buffer zone. But we've been enjoying it.
It's been honestly, I don't know. It's ocean, like certainly within ocean rowing. I don't know what it's like within sailing, but it is remarkable. Like for us, we're all kind of foodie. Like we love food, and for the Atlantic, we did put a fair bit of thought into it, and we tried all the meals we were going for. But the number of people that do these trips, like they'll do an Atlantic crossing, and they've never tried any of the food, and they hate it. And like as a result, they'll lose huge amounts of body weight. But yeah, I mean, this time we've like made most of it's like home cooked meals that we've made. We got access into our old school's kitchen, and like we had like 1,800. I think we had like 4 days in the kitchen.
Horrible.
Head chef Jamie's a good cook, and yeah, we had 1,800 meals to cook in like 4 days, and then.
The worst part was that that was quite intense, just trying to cook that mass of food and then chill it very quickly and then get it to the freeze dryers and freeze dry it. But it was like the drawn out 3 months after that where I was just having nightmares of it all going off after like a week. So like we brought enough fort stuff that if that worst case scenario all went off, if we with bought stuff, we'd probably lose a lot of weight and need to do a bunch of fishing. But we would have been able to just eke it out. But thankfully, it hasn't. If it started going off now, then
You've done it.
Yeah,
You've done it.
but it's been good. Like we've been really happy with the fact that we haven't been losing weight.
Yeah. As far as we know, we might be totally delusional, but
Oh, that's fantastic. That's really
Yeah.
great. Yeah, because I remember everyone sort of saying that was the biggest bit of advice food wise for me is just like you've just got to like it. You just got to eat it. So,
for sure. Did
so
you
you've,
have? Sorry, on you go.
oh, it looks like you've actually been catching some fish too. So that's good.
I was about to ask you if you took a rod on your trip, but we have. Yeah, we've actually. I don't know. You might have seen it on. There was a video of us bringing in this massive wahoo. So yeah, we've done pretty well. We've had like a few mahi, and then we got this weird fish called a needlefish. I don't know if you've come across them. They kind of look like eels, and they got these like horrible teeth, like toothy sort of.
They look like they're like night fish, like they've swam up from the depth.
Yeah.
And they've got big teeth and big eyes, and
and they're like a meter. It was like a meter long. And then the wahoo. The wahoo was that was the big catch. We've had some other. I think we've caught some big, maybe one big marlin, which thankfully just got off. It like started overtaking us and then was away. That would have been a nightmare to try and bring in. And then we probably maybe one tuna. We reckon it was a tuna just from the way it was moving in the water, but it got off. Again, it was too big. The wahoo, to be totally honest, we like brought this thing on board. It was like almost as big as Ewan. So we were like playing it for like 45 minutes. And then Matt get it alongside. Ewan initially went for it, and it went round the centerboard, and we were like, oh, it's just gonna snap on the centerboard. Managed to get the center dagger board up, and then got it in. And Ewan brought in this thing it was like 1.4 meters long maybe, and like it was delicious, like so nice, but so much fish, like because we felt like morally, we had this moral obligation that we have to eat this. There had like 60 medallions between us. It was just
and since then, which is almost a month ago, we haven't actually had the rod back out.
Overdosed on fish.
We overdosed. Yeah, we're still. Well, I mean, we passed through. We were warned not to fish in French Polynesia for a disease that the fish have, which we can't remember the name of. It's to do with the atolls. But we could be fishing now, but we're not.
I think we will. I think we will. Yeah, I think maybe not this week. Next.
Fair enough. Does that count as outside assistance if you've got a fish towing you along?
Yeah. Well, no. It's not against the rules. So yeah.
Plenty makes the rule.
Are you? So yeah. Did you fish?
Oh
Are you?
gosh. Yeah, like 210 days and 23,000 nautical miles and one
Wow.
fish.
One fish.
One fish.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
What was it? Was it a good fish at least?
Yeah, I think some sort of tuna, bluefin or something.
yeah.
And same thing, right? You've got to eat it all quite quickly
Yeah.
with no preparation. So kind of overdose, but a bit what more would have been nice, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Did you have a line out most of the time or some of the time?
Probably some of the time, mostly
Yeah.
just on, and then not sort of when I got further south, it was cold and
Yeah.
Imagine you're probably almost going too fast to trawl. I don't know. I'm no expert in fish trawling, but yeah, you would be going far deal faster than we are. That's for sure.
Oh, I don't know. My average speed was only just over 4 knots, so I wasn't doing it with a lot of speed, so it would have actually been appropriate. What's your average speed?
At the moment, it's 2.8 knots, which, we went up 0.1.
Yeah.
VMG went up 0.1 just today.
Which no one else will notice, but it was a big moment on board.
Yeah.
Wow, you're tearing over 0.1.
Yeah.
Sure.
And it's it is slow. It's very slow, but it's I don't know. It's you kind of just I don't know. I suppose you just like your norms. They kind of reset. Like if we're going over 3 knots now. Like right now we're probably doing about 3 knots, and it feels like rapid. But to a sailor, that's you're crawling along. So it's funny how I think different sports you have different norms. Yeah.
Yeah, what an extraordinary way to like get a sense of the scale of the world. You're literally stroke by stroke.
I know. I think the fun, like, probably the strangest thing about this crossing is it's like perspective and you must have this like times 10 because you've been literally around the planet. But for us, like doing an Atlantic row, and like when we were setting off to do that, it felt so vast, like so overwhelmingly vast. It's like 2,800 miles, whatever our crossing was, and now we've done about 2 Atlantics, and we've got under an Atlantic to go, and it feels like nothing. It's so crazy how like sailing around the world must be the ultimate way of getting that kind of perspective of like, I don't know, do you think that perspective has like stuck with you, or does it just after a certain amount of time it's faded and I don't know, now whatever, 10 nautical miles is a fair old slog?
Oh, definitely. At times it is still a fair old slog, but
Yeah.
it's funny because it's sort of both the sense that the world's an incredibly big place, but also that it's a place you can sail around. Like it's in a way small, so it's this weird contrast of appreciating how big it is, but also I suppose it's kind of that anything's possible.
Yeah.
But that chipping away, which is exactly what you're doing now.
Yeah, chipping away. Well, we were trying to. So, what are your memories of the Pacific? Did you pass through the South Pacific Convergence Zone?
Yeah, the Pacific was the first sort of real leg for me, which was awesome because it was sort of deliberately planned that way. So I had it relatively calm a few months before heading south. And yeah, obviously through the equator, didn't have a particularly bad run, but definitely had those kind of periods of no wind and squalls. But yeah, nothing too dramatic. Relatively pleasant place to be most of the time.
Yeah, I think we're probably the same.
Yeah,
similar experience. There've been hot days, there've been calm days, been kind of like quite big seas when the squalls hit, but there's been no mega.
No.
I think this next stage we're entering into is much more unpredictable. Like we've been pretty much trying to ride the the eastern trade winds, you know, they're coming right the way across. They've pretty much ended now that we've passed through the convergence zone, and we're into like a new system. But yeah, it's been pretty.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I think like pretty consistent. I'd say consistent.
Yeah.
Like the first half, we were definitely hoping when we got off the coast of Peru, we thought that we were going to have a lot more. Well, we knew it was going to be like in the south, but we thought it was going to come a lot more east, a lot sooner. So we thought it'd be like 5 days, and then we'd be out into the trades. And we did have like southeasterly for like 50 days. So it was like really when like this boat, it's kind of up to 45 degrees off the back of the boat. It's you get quite a lot from the wind. Like obviously there's the windage, just the cabins and the boat, you know, catches the wind. But beyond that, you get very little. And we were kind of on that line of some days we were on 45 degrees, some days it was like 50, 60 degrees. And then like lots of water kind of coming over the boat as a result as well, because we were so low in the water with all the provisions and stuff. Yeah. I was
Oh,
gonna ask you.
relentless salt water and sun.
Oh yeah.
It's amazing what humans get used to, but still.
Yeah. I mean, because your boat, what was it? Was it 36 foot?
Oh.
34. Wow. So were you getting quite wet?
Yeah, but I had the benefit of a lovely kind of cabin and a
Yeah.
dodge setup that meant that I could actually hide behind that very well. And most of the sailing was kind of, you know, you could almost leave your socks on.
Yeah.
So, and I'm just looking at you guys going, I don't know how you're doing it with the sun, the relentless sun, but
Yeah.
The sun, you're so right. It's the sun and the salt spray and like close chat. It's like those are the bigger challenges. You know, the rowing is almost the easy part. It's the discomfort that surrounds it all, and
Bodily maintenance.
and like the inability to have a warm shower or just like hide from it properly. You know, like, and it's just keeping on top of it. So just yeah, I mean, we're now into the rhythm that, you know, when something happens, you just get over it, you wash off, you rinse off, that's it, done. But like the first, you know, month of adjusting, it's all gets a bit much when it all starts coming down on you hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to ask you about sleep. So what was I imagine did you have I mean, I imagine you were extremely fluid as to like what the weather was doing and as in when you slept and how long you slept for. Like, what did it look like and what kind of, how big were your chunks of sleep, generally speaking?
Jess, before you start, I'm gonna swap with you, and I need to get back on the oars. He's gonna come
Fair
up and have a chat. It was so nice to see your face again, and thank you so much. Enjoy the veggie chili. I'll pass yours up.
Yeah, I think I'm ready to eat actually.
Yeah, crack on. Whilst Ewan comes up, let's get into our meals.
Yeah. How good.
Yeah. We'll be like, there has been some chat of we've just been so pleasantly surprised at how, I don't know how much freeze dried food you've had, but some of it, like the majority of it, is so bad. It's just like, and it has this kind of like chemically taste, which I think is the preservatives, and it just like, yeah, I don't know. We have been surprised, but we want honest feedback as someone that's an expert.
No, there's nothing here. So that's it's real food. It actually
I know.
really is real food. How good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, because eating like so much sort of preservatives over a long time is just got tough on you.
It's not good. Yeah, it's definitely not good for your stomach. Yeah.
Hello.
How are you getting on?
I'm great. Yeah, just sitting here in the comfort of home. Strange place to be.
Oh my god, I'm jealous of all the stationary stuff around you.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, I wonder if you've been making anyone seasick watching, because it's quite
We've had a few.
we've had a few that, I mean, today it's pretty calm, so it's not too bad, but we've definitely had some where it's been like, and occasionally both of us would just like disappear off the side of the screen because it's too rough. Is my chili good? Oh, amazing. So yeah, Jess, I was asking you sleep. How did you tackle that?
So anything from sort of 15 minutes at a time to 90 minutes, which I think everyone goes, oh my God, horrendous. But most of the time you're just sticking your head up, quickly checking, you're barely conscious and straight back to it. And I was finding if I got some of those, 90-minute sleep cycles in pretty frequently, it was all right. But also like throughout the 24-hour period, it's not like you're trying to stay awake for long periods during the day or not.
Yeah, so you would you could try and get like what 1 or 2, 3 cycles of 90 minutes in a 24?
Yeah. Like when I got further south, I was getting more. Like it was quite reasonable and manageable. It was through the Pacific, and whenever you're sort of near islands and things, that became far more stressful. Which is funny because I heard you saying that before about trying to clear the islands, and I think people find it so strange that you just want to be so clear of everything. But sea room is the best thing.
I know, like even yesterday we were near, what was it? What's the island called? Palmerston Island.
Yeah. Which I mean, we were probably, I reckon, maybe 12 nautical miles from the island, but couldn't see anything. You literally, they're so low lying. I think the next one on kind of on our course, although we're heading pretty south at the moment, is Beveridge Bridge, which is it's like half submerged, and I think high tide is completely.
I think it's on Navionics, but it's like uncharted on I think some of the platforms. So we got like a warning, like just heads up, like this isn't, I can't see this on my chart, but I know it's there. Which is kind of crazy, like this day and age, you've still got like uncharted atolls and stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is as well. So what do you guys do sleep-wise? What's the watch regime?
So so we each like during the day we're all awake. We've got much more, I'd say, of a routine than it sounds like you had, because I imagine you just had to be totally adaptable to what was happening. During the day we're all awake, and then overnight we each have 2 windows of 1 hour 40 rowing. So like I have my break. Ewan's the first one. So Ewan has an hour 40 rowing. He then has 3 hours of resting, and then an hour 40 of rowing, and then 3 hours of resting. So we're trying to get.
My watch is telling me I'm getting between like 4.5 hours of sleep to 5.5 hours of sleep. I'd say it's kind of like roughly what we're getting per night after you've done like cleaning yourself and getting the salt off and all that kind of stuff. And it seems like I think we're pretty in the swing of it. It's amazing just what you get used to. I'm sure you found the same, but you kind of get used to it, and it's like, I don't know, a lot of people probably seem quite, well, we've spoken to seem quite shocked at the prospect of so little sleep.
Well, like, I think I would, before this trip, I'd be like 79 days in, because again, like as you said, 90 minutes, it's such a thing. Like the sleep cycle, I think all of us wake up. Like even if we've got 3 hours, we wake up after 90 minutes, and then you're like, oh, geez, we've had quite a funny thing funny and frustrating thing that all of us have been doing. Called it like the dress rehearsal. Ewan's the worst for it, and basically, you'll be on the oars, and Ewan, he's like a jack out of the box. Like you'll see the light going on, and he's still got like another hour and a half until he's on shift. And sure enough, the lights go on. He comes out, head torch on, ready to row. Like Ewan, you're not.
Last night, wasn't it?
Go back to bed. You're not on yet. And then he'll come back. It'll like 20 minutes will pass, and then it's the same again. I think it's
so annoying.
It's really annoying
because you like get all your clothes off, get on deck, and then you're like, you're not on yet. And you're like, jabbing again. And you're like, that's obviously missed sleep. You're not getting that much sleep, dude. Such a weird thing. I don't know why it happened.
Yeah, that's amazing. But it's just extraordinary what you get used to. I mean, that's pretty
crazy
hard yards, especially with all the rowing you're doing. But I mean, how long was it before you kind of felt like you were in the rhythm? Was it days or weeks? Or?
I would not say waking up is pleasant.
No, it's still not pleasant. But I think like by day definitely by day 60, I think your body is pretty adapted. Like, and I mean like physically, like sleep wise, you're probably in the routine quite a bit sooner than that, but it'd be like 2 weeks.
I think like 2 to 3 weeks of like it's kind of like hating it, and then you kind of hate it slightly less. It's not like I've not heard my alarm go off once and thought, amazing, I'm ready to go rowing. Like, I don't think it'll ever be like that. Yeah. This is just off the top of my head. Another thing I wanted to ask you about was, well, I suppose twofold: solitude and silence. Because, like, yeah, I mean, we're strangely enough, we've actually just yesterday we decided just because why not?
We've been too connected. We've been doing like video calls and stuff.
Yeah.
Bizarre. It wouldn't have been possible a year ago, but
So I think we'd reached our kind of threshold, and we thought we'd do 3 days of silence. So we did like no chatting to each other, no like turn off all the comms, and just see what it'd be like. But
great, lovely.
It was so nice, yeah.
Wow.
But,
No audiobooks or anything. Just really.
no, just full silence. But I mean, I was thinking, on your own, you must have like, well, first of all, as a 16-year-old, like you're gearing up to, you're going to be at sea for like over 200 days. Like how, like, what was your mind doing? Do you think that you were naive enough to set off, and then you were like, did you know what you were going into, do you think, or not really, in terms of the solitude and stuff?
Yes and no. I mean, there's you can't sort of do it without having done it. But on the other hand, I feel like I'd mentally done it before doing it. Because from that first time I got the idea is something like 11 and 12 years old, I was sort of just visualizing it the whole time, and so it felt like oh well, this is it. But then obviously it's just extraordinary what you get used to. Yeah, but really, really interesting to hear you sort of saying about actually contacts a lot now. And very cool to get that chance to have a few days of quiet, because I think that was something that happened, I don't know how long, maybe a month or something in. I was finding it quite overwhelming, the intensity of I sort of had twice daily skeds. And even that was too much. It was like, I'm okay. Like, I think mostly because the call, like everyone at the end of the calls was like, team and family were, are you okay? Are you okay? And it was like, I'm fine. Just let me actually get into the headspace out here. And that was quite disrupted. So I can only imagine like now with how accessible the sort of satellite and
it's like this.
I mean,
it's crazy.
Awesome.
It's amazing. It is, and we've had some
different part of the challenge. It is.
Yeah, we've had some amazing conversations, and it's been so cool. But yeah, it's totally right. Like the social battery, it's. I think like we call it like just head in boat. I think days that we have, there's just a little bit too much. The like door of the outside world is cracked a little bit too far. It becomes so much, because suddenly your mind isn't like hydration, fueling, just kind of where you are. It's like enjoying where you are. You're suddenly in another place, and it's So it sounds like you maybe had quite similar of just like, and doing it so young. Everyone would have been, the shorty must have been like so eager to check up on you.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, it's just such an extraordinary start again. It's such an extraordinary contrast to go, 3 days in the middle of an ocean without sort of talking, or, in a TikTok world where we don't even have the attention span for a few minutes on video. Like, it's just, it's pretty inconceivable for those of us here doing the corporate thing and the commute and the scrolling video.
Totally. I think like, I mean, the world is unfortunately like completely filled with things that are trying to grab our attention, and like, we're constantly being drawn to that dopamine hit, whether it's like social media or fast food or like dating apps or like anything. It's all geared to like really quick, low attention spans, and it's unfortunately just really profitable. So like, there's a danger of too much time like being lost to that, and then time for longer things that take a longer amount of time that are more they're like
Slower
put the
pace.
hard yards in to get the benefit. I think that's kind of like missed in today's society.
It's just slow pace. It's like
Yeah.
it's like we're not used to that. We're not really used to like instant gratification. We're going 2.7 knots. You were going a little bit faster, 4.2 knots or whatever it was. But it's like, yeah, the ocean is quite a slow changing place until it's not, and then it's maybe gnarly and there's a storm or whatever. But generally speaking, it's like, yeah, quite a slow moving mass.
Yeah, definitely. I bet that's envious of how like in tune with it you must be. And I remember sort of the way you'd notice like a small change in the way it's moving ahead of a storm or something that, was a day before anything sort of started changing otherwise. It's awesome.
Totally. Yeah.
Like clouds, like I've got a new appreciation for clouds and how they can give kind of subtle hints to what's coming, or the way the wind's blowing, and if you've got like the clouds, obviously out at sea are just the most amazing thing. I think you just if you've never been out into an ocean, I think it's difficult to describe sometimes to people like how amazing clouds are, but we've been loving it. It's quite funny because we send a lot of videos and stuff of what's happening on the boat, and we send that back to our shore team, and they like put it together and put it on Instagram and stuff like that. So like we've not actually been on, like, we don't connect to Instagram or anything like that, so we're not on social media out here, but we've got into quite probably for the last like 50 days just obsessively taking photos of nice clouds. So the team have like videos of like today this happened, and then there's like 50 photos of clouds they need to sift through, which is quite funny.
But it's funny again that like the extent to which you're appreciating those things. I think a lot of people would sort of, being dropped into the scene you're in would be, oh, it's actually pretty empty ocean, nothing too dramatic at the sky. But I think you're probably just appreciating it at a whole other level. There's nothing else.
Totally. I had a question. So after we chatted last, obviously you were sharing about your story and how you had obviously written kind of log entries, and that was all kind of in preparation for the book. But we've kind of since I guess kind of I think around the time like you've been writing log entries every single day. We take it in turns to write as best we can like a kind of ship's log, and it's become a lot more creative writing as opposed to like a pared down ship's log. But it's been really fun. And
ship's log stroke diary.
Yeah, it's more of a diary type thing. But I was going to ask you. Obviously, you were at sea for like so long, 210 days. Like, where would you find your words? Like, what would you look to, and where would you find inspiration? Kind of the moments where it was running dry.
Well, I mean, I had the luxury of being able to take books, so
Yeah, of course, yeah.
my team were a bit horrified at how many books I had on board, and maybe I lost a 0.1 of a knot of speed because of it. But it was
amazing,
a thoroughly good thing.
Yeah.
So that was cool to be kind of relating to other stories along the way. But it was just the experience, and then I suppose again like having time to appreciate things that you would never otherwise sort of get the chance to slow down to see in another way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing these logs. That's going to be fun.
Yeah. I think they definitely started quite short, and they've got
longer and longer.
And I think they're now at a stage where we've probably lost a whole load of readers there too. Because every day in people's inboxes.
It's for mum and dad. Like we speak to our mum and dad. Like usually it's probably between every one, so kind of like once a week, once every 2 weeks in that region. But it's so sweet. Every time we speak to them, they're like, "Oh, it's fine. You don't need to call. We're loving the logs. So like
we're all updated.
Even just for them, it's worthwhile for us to spend some time doing.
Yeah.
Sure. On that note, obviously, I didn't realize this. Ewan was just telling me that there's a dramatization of the story. How is that? is that very bizarre for you to watch? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Netflix did a movie, which is an extraordinary kind of thing to get to see that world and that
Yeah.
process. So, yeah, I mean, it's obviously my story, but it's also something else as well. And like obviously the director and the actress Tegan who played me,
Yeah.
they really brought something of themselves to it. But
Yeah.
so the hundreds of people who were part of the
Yeah.
and I love that. Like yeah, it's a take on my voyage, but
Yeah.
it's
Sure.
something else as well. But yeah,
And
it's a
something that
weird
continues to
thing.
inspire as well. Like, I guess that's reaches new audiences.
Yeah, yeah, kids all around the world. It's pretty cool. Still we're getting people kind of coming across it fresh.
Yeah.
That must be, yeah. Quite, yeah, like amazing, but very bizarre to see, like, yeah, it's your story, but it's not. I know what you mean. It's like they, unavoidably they'll give it their own flavor. So it's cool that you're, yeah.
We've had, and I think he was definitely not being serious. But we had like kind of randomly, we had Mark Wahlberg get in touch, and like we had a chat with him. It was amazing, just like 15 minutes, and then said he was like, "Oh, it'd be cool. Maybe I could play all three of you guys in a movie." I'm like, what? I mean, that'd be bizarre. That'd be
Very bizarre.
Yeah,
like this scene,
interesting
you'd have
acting.
to.
Maybe with AI now you just do it. Like
Yeah, yeah, it's so true. I think he was just being nice, though, to be honest, because I don't think there's enough interesting things happening. It must get slowly growing.
Yeah.
Oh, not at all. It's fascinating. What's your sense of like could you keep going? What does the rest of the trip look like? Like is it you feeling strong and could keep going forever? Keep
Yeah. I mean, honestly, bizarrely, yeah. I think we worked with a amazing kind of multi-sport endurance. She's an amazing woman called Chloe Lantier, and she sort of she put together the whole program that was like preparing us for this. And her the whole time she was saying like, the idea behind this program is, and whether it was doing hours on the erg or time in the gym or whatever, it was all to kind of, she wanted us to finish sort of as strong. She didn't want us to like develop fatigue along the way. And she kept saying it, and we were like, "Oh, Chloe, I mean, this is a long way." And I don't think any of us truly believed her.
Yeah,
But it's been amazing. Like
it's been remarkable.
physically, we all feel the only tiny thing that Jamie and Ewan, I've been all right.
Kind of okay. It's kind of a really common rowing. Like obviously, you can kind of see maybe blisters are, you get a few, but I mean they're actually not too bad on this hand. Pretty good. But the thing that you get is like a kind of tendon thing where your fingers like claw, and you wake up in the night and you're like you've got a clenched fist basically, and you have to like slowly peel your hands apart, and apparently it lasts for quite a while.
Jamie woke up on his back and he had both of his hands like this, clenching like white knuckles, and like had to like unpeel his fingers one by one. Yeah.
But yeah, apart from that, I think like it is a genuine Chloe. She usually works with like NASA and the European Space Agency, so she does like a lot of work with astronauts and making sure that they're like able to spend 6 months in space,
Don't degrade.
and degrade, and works a lot with like big football teams and stuff like that. So she's really so lucky for her to have taken us on, really, to be honest. But yeah, as Lala said, like it's quite as a on the Atlantic, we definitely got to the end of the Atlantic and couldn't have done a great deal longer.
Yeah.
Like we were definitely, I think we were
Mentally, I think we would have we would have given it a bash, but we were losing weight, and we were developing a bit of fatigue, but yeah, this trip, touch wood, still got a fair old way to go.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens by the time we get to the end. How about you? Were you ready to be done at the end, or could you have kept going? And were you kind of sad for it to end as well?
Yeah, I want to hear about that finishing, and like just all the waves of emotion.
Yeah, it was coming into back into winter, May. So I was starting to sort of get a bit intense again, like the last few months under Australia, getting Aussie. So that was tough. And I think through some of that, it was like, all right, I've had enough. This has been good, but
Yeah.
tough few months. But then that last week was just a sense of I could keep going. Like so excited and happy to be back. But at the same time, just a real sense of this is incredible. And I'm so grateful that I had that sort of last slightly slower kind of week just to go, this is extraordinary. It's like the best of both worlds that you're living it and then you've also got everything to look forward to.
Yeah.
There's definitely some equipment on the boat that was starting to fatigue a bit at by that point, but yeah. Otherwise, we've been fine.
Were you then back to school? Like, what happened after that? Like, immediately after?
Oh, funny. I don't know. It's just like the novelty of food and walking. Like, honestly, I still appreciate a walk. You'd be feeling the same thing, right? Just craving a walk. No, it was a whirlwind. It was a whirlwind for years. There's absolutely nothing normal about it. I did go back and sort of do some night school stuff and went on to do a degree in things, but there was a few years there where it was just this extraordinary whirlwind of book tours around the world and Young Australian of the Year and stuff like that. So
unbelievable.
My other sailing. So I feel like honestly I was an adrenaline high or something for years.
It must is I think something we've spoken about is like you were talking about, like, I don't know, it's the paradox of that arrival, because it's for the whole of the expedition, like it's all that you like obsess over it, you think so much about, and you're working towards this end goal, and that is the goal. But then I think there's always going to be that slight conflictedness of like, it's never, I don't know, the expectation's never going to meet, the reality. And then suddenly you're reflecting, you're like talking about this thing you did as opposed to doing it. And it's just like that, I don't know, weird wanting it, but also not wanting it. And it's, very paradoxical, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I don't know if it's the same in terms of, some of the motivation. Obviously, fresh water's a brilliant one for people who don't have it. But like for me, it was very much the goal was just an excuse to I mean, mind you must need the goal when you're rowing like that. Like
Definitely helps. I think I think we've certainly learned a lot more about the clean water as a cause over the last couple of years, and I think that helps a lot. I think understanding the cause, having seen villages without clean water, I think having a good having that kind of North Star, having a motivation is like really helpful. But I think there's multiple layers to these things. Like there's like the cause, and I think that's a big motivator. But I think there's I mean, it'd be similar for you. It's like going out and doing something, amazing. Yeah, I think like doing something different. And doing something to the best of your ability. That, I don't know. I think that's like an amazing appeal. But definitely we share. I think you'll be the same in a lot of ways. Where it's just you're drawn to these things for some reason.
doesn't necessarily make sense, I suppose.
No.
Yeah, totally.
But it doesn't need to. It doesn't need. We can post rationalize.
Yeah. And here I thought I was be asking you guys all the questions, but now I'm reflecting and remembering that actually every time I talk to someone, it was like I don't want to talk about what I'm doing here. I want to know what's. I want something.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%. You just want to hear about You want to hear about stuff off the boat. Yeah.
Totally. I was going to ask, with the boats, this kind of going back to a comment you kind of mentioned about bits on the boat were kind of getting to the end of, well, not end of life, but they're getting a bit tired. Like, were there any big repairs or things that you had to do whilst underway that helped you keep going? Because I know that you had like loads of knockdowns, and like the wear on the boat must have been really pretty significant.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we were prepared for it, but there's still,
Yeah.
like incredibly very little. And I really think looking back, there's no big equipment decisions to do differently, which is remarkable and huge testament to all the amazing people who helped set the boat up. But a few torn sails that are sort of pretty poorly stitched up, dodgy sail repairs and like lots of little things. And even in the last week, you know, I had the engine for a bit of power, just running it for power, and fuel pump had gone. So I had this jury rig system rigged up, an old water pump that was like spitting a bit of diesel everywhere. So the whole boat was reeking of diesel. But it was only little stuff like that
Yeah.
starting to add up, because I mean it's all those little things plus something going wrong that's a problem, right? It's
Totally.
yeah. How's how are you guys, like, how's the boat and all the equipment held out for you guys? Anything?
I mean, the boat's solid. The boat's been amazing. I think the boat builder who we went out to Holland kind of worked with, but he very much he's kind of the mastermind behind these boats. A guy called Mark Slats. He's done an amazing job and kind of bringing together just a really solid kind of hull design. And then a lot of the electronics, we've had like odd issues here and there, which we've always managed to work through. But I can totally what you were just saying there totally resonates. It's when you have like one or two problems and then a big thing happens and it's just totally unmanageable. Like if you've got it's compounding of issues can sometimes be the biggest kind of challenge. I think we definitely had that on the Atlantic, and I think that's like we had. I can't remember what. I think we had water maker issues, and the autopilot broke through it was like mounted onto fiberglass, and it just broke through the fiberglass. So we had to like make a repair, running low on water, and a storm like hit. We were getting hit at the boat nearly rolling, and we were trying to like do this fiberglass repair, and it was just like I think looking back, having that experience, I think has definitely set us up to make sure we've got all the spares and repairs, we've got redundancies, and also just the boat is before we set off. Was just like totally to go. So touch wood, it's been good so far. We've had just kind of small things that we've always been able to work through in a couple hours, to be honest. Which is good. Hope it continues. Like, I think we've got probably the roughest bit to come still, but here's hoping we manage to get there before it all goes.
Final third. Still a long way to go, but
Still a long way.
we'll get there. Jess, I'm conscious of your time, but really can't say how grateful we are for you making the time to have a chat in the middle.
How was it really?
Yeah.
Honestly, awesome. You're gonna have to keep up a production for sailors, and rowers, and everyone. It's brilliant. So sorry, I was not expecting to enjoy this, in all honesty, but
I think people, especially because they arrive and it doesn't look good. Like it's hard to present food in a bag nicely, but I'm glad you liked it. It's Jamie teasing over there. He's absolutely chuffed.
good luck with the rest of the little row. It's a really really awesome thing.
Thank you so much. Yeah, and we'll keep in touch when we get ashore. We'll be in touch. If you're further up the East Coast, obviously it'd be great to meet you, but I understand it's a long way, so maybe we'll touch base once we're ashore.
Fingers crossed. We'll be keeping a close eye.
Amazing. Thank you so much for your time, Jess.
Hey, Jess.
Awesome chatting to you.
Yeah, happy rowing.